And Sunil, I've also heard you say that, you back companies which are cyclical in nature as well. You don't shy away from those kind of investments, whereas a lot of people wouldn't touch those kind of investments, right? So what is that thinking that drives you towards these kind of businesses?
So, obviously, if you look at cyclical businesses, deep cyclicals like metals, we also have a risk metrics where we don't go beyond single digits allocation to them. But our view is, multifold. One is, I think Indian metal companies are among the lowest cost producers in their respective segments in the world. Second is, this is a cyclical business in terms of prices, not cyclical in terms of demand. Demand continues to grow.
Yeah.
Third, obviously, is that if you have your metrics right in terms of return ratios, so there are decent companies, even in these cyclical sectors, which have good ROC, ROE over a block of period. You can't say that this year and next year and so on and so forth. And experience over the last 20, 25 years of experience in these companies have been pretty good. So there is no reason why you should not
Absolutely.
do it,
Yeah.
So I think that is where we are.
And without taking names, I know that even pharma looks interesting to you, despite what's going on with the tariffs in this sector. Why are you bullish in pharma?
So one is, I think Indian pharma companies have an inherent edge. This is a sector which is, I would say, knowledge-based, and where we don't compete with China other than in the commodity plays of generics or APIs to some extent. So it is knowledge-based. Second is, I think Indian pharma companies have been now very, very innovative. And this whole opportunity of research, we saw one big molecule, billions and billions of dollars being given only because it was successful. The whole CDMO space, obviously innovative drugs. I think that is all picking up. On the tariff front, we don't see major issues because, if you see, whenever a drug is launched by Indian pharma companies in the US, prices fall by 95%. So the beneficiary of that is US insurance companies and the people of US. Even if you put a 20% tariff, instead of 95% saving, you'll have 94% saving, because 5% pay 20 is 6%. So you still have 94% saving. So I don't see tariff being too much of an issue. And stocks are not very expensive. In fact, if you look at the consumer pack and then you look at pharma companies are growing as much or maybe faster than the consumer pack with a lower valuation and more entry barriers.
Yeah,
You can't sell a product on D2C on Instagram or something,
Yeah.
You can sell a soap or a piece of clothing or, shoes on D2C. People will be willing to experiment. On medicines, you're not going to experiment.
Yeah, because recently when I was looking at pharma companies, I looked at the P's there. They are mostly sub 25, 20,
Yeah,
30.
they're very reasonable
kind of,
and
yeah.
growth is pretty decent.
Yeah, and the numbers there also look quite attractive. Are there any other sectors like that you think are undiscovered or underappreciated
So,
today?
see, when I started my career as a buy-side professional, there were very few analysts who used to look at balance sheets and fundamentals and so on and so forth. Now, everyone does it. So, nothing is undiscovered. I think it's all about now taking a view which is slightly differentiated. The only good thing is that India is a country of entrepreneurs, and there are so many listed companies. And all we need to do is find 5, 7 good companies in a year. You don't need to find 500 companies, right? You just need to find 5, 7, 10 good companies and back them. I think across sectors, you keep on getting opportunity. You mentioned about cyclicals like metals, you end up getting something. NBFCs was hated. Now this year NBFCs have done well. So I think you have to take a call, which might give you pain in 1 or 2 years because the price is not moving. But as I said, as long as the fundamentals are trending in line with what an investor is expecting, I think it will ultimately make a return. So we just need a few companies, and there are more than enough entrepreneurs in India who would be willing to give us that opportunity.